Welcome back, friends, to this space where ancient truths meet real-life stories, where we explore not just teachings but live transformation. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is a sanctuary for those who seek more than belief, for those who want to experience spiritual truth for the human heart. And today, what I'm about to share is not just a teaching, it's a true story. It's the story of a monk who had no formal education, no worldly knowledge, and no outward charisma. It's the story of a man who was once seen as useless, incapable, and ignorant. But through the single-minded power of devotion, through the unshakable constancy of a single practice, he became a vessel of clarity and healing that even doctors could not explain. This is the story of Master Gayu and a terminally ill woman, the mother of a provincial governor, and the miracle that emerged from 15 years of unwavering practice. Let me say this clearly, that what you're about to hear is not about superstition. It's not about magical thinking. It's about the real power of focused intention, pure faith, and the transformation that arises when ego falls away. Let's go back to the beginning. Master Gayu was not a scholar. He couldn't distinguish crops from weeds. He made countless mistakes when trying to help in the fields. He was mocked, dismissed, and pitied. Some thought he was mentally challenged. He couldn't tread sutras, and he could barely follow conversation. He was, by most worldly standards, a failure. But one thing he had, perhaps the only thing, was sincerity. He was taken in by a compassionate teacher, Master Qigong, who did not try to change him, but gave him a single instruction. Buddhistopher practice doesn't begin with words. It begins with a bow, one breath, one mantra, over and over. Begin here. And that's what he did. He was assigned to a remote cave, given minimal food, no formal structure, no schedule, no visitors. Just a cave, a body, and a chant, Amitabha. So he began, morning to night, season after season, year after year. 15 years passed. 15 years of bowing, chanting, visualizing the Buddha. No public talks, no recognition. Just devotion, just consistency, just stillness. To some, it might seem like a waste. A man doing nothing productive. But the fruit of that practice would reveal itself in a way that no amount of strategy or intellect could ever achieve. One day, news reached the monastery. The mother of a high-ranking provincial governor was gravely ill. Multiple hospitals had given up. No treatment was working. She was slipping away. A relative of the family, hearing of Gui's reputation not from fame, but from whispers of purity, suggested they request his blessing. The governor was skeptical. He did not believe in Buddhist monks, but desperation opens doors, so he agreed. But Master Gayu didn't descend the mountain. He simply said, "I will go." Not with words, but with mind. What happened next was described by those present as extraordinary. The monk remained in his cave. And yet, before the governor's brother could return home with the message, the mother awoke. The color returned to her face. Her breathing stabilized. She opened her eyes and asked for tea. The family thought it was coincidence, but when they looked at the time, it matched the exact hour Master Gayu had entered deep samadhi. When asked later how it was possible, Master Gayu simply said, "I did not heal her. I only removed the obstacle of her karma. The rest was up to her." That one moment transformed not only the governor's mother, but everyone who heard the story. And it wasn't the only time. Over the years, Master Gui's silent presence became known not through campaigns, but through transmission. For the undeniable peace that radiated from him, through the inexplicable recoveries, for the calm that entered those who simply sat nearby. But perhaps the most powerful part of the story is not the healing. It's the journey that made it possible. Because what Master Gayu shows us is something we all forget. Real power comes from patience. Real clarity comes from surrender. Real transformation comes from constancy. Not once, not in a burst of emotion, not when we feel inspired, but every day, even when we don't see results, even when we feel empty. Especially then, the world tells us that value comes from visibility, that we are worth something when we perform, produce, or impress. But spiritual truth says something else. It says the still water is deepest. The quietest monk may carry the greatest light. And the smallest acts, repeated with faith, shape destiny. So what does this mean for you? It means that your practice matters, even if no one sees it. It means your morning chant, your evening bow, your quiet prayer before sleep, they matter. It means the way you hold yourself when no one is watching, the way you show up for others without needing thanks, the way you return again and again to your inner truth. This is the path. This is what builds invisible mountains. Master Gayu didn't start with great talent. He didn't need charisma. He didn't even need knowledge. He needed only this, the willingness to be fully present, without expectation. In the same mantra, the same breath, the same devotion. He wasn't chanting to get something. He was chanting to be something still, whole, receptive. And that's why healing could move through him. So if you've ever felt like your efforts are invisible, if you've ever wondered if your prayers are heard, if you've ever doubted whether showing up every day makes any difference, remember this story. Remember the cave. Remember the monk. Remember the mother who lived. And remember, every sincere act, every chant, every bow, every step is not wasted. It shapes your mind. It clarifies your heart. It builds a channel through which the impossible becomes possible. You don't need to move mountains. You only need to stay still long enough for the mountain inside you to rise. Thank you for watching this video. If this story touched you, share it. Let others know that even the smallest practice can carry the greatest impact. Leave your reflections in the comments, and if you're walking this path with us, subscribe to stay connected. Until next time, may your faith be steady, your heart be deep, and your practice be the quiet force that heals not just yourself but the world.